This is the Venom Power Terra Hunter RT, and a set of 35 12.5 R20s will set you back about $1,300. So the people want to know, for that price, are they any good? All right, so in true custom offsets fashion, the first test we have to put these tires through is the burnout test. Whew. All right, so it was a one-wheel peel, but it's pretty smoky. So like I said, these are the Venom Power Terra Hunter RTs, and that is basically Venom Power's hybrid tire. So in the Venom Power lineup, it's kind of middle of the road in terms of aggressiveness. On the far least aggressive, you have the Venom Power Terra Hunter XT, which is their all-terrain tire. And then on the far side, you have a tire we just did a review on, the MT. So this is the RT, comes right in the middle of the pack. So Venom Power is one of those companies that you've probably heard a lot about in the last year, and that's for good reason. I know we've personally done, this is the third tire review now, the XT, the MT, and now the RT, from a company that seemingly came out of nowhere. They've actually only been on the market now for about a year to a year and a half. And so again, it's no surprise that you've probably heard of them as they've exploded pretty recently. When it comes to this tire, what you're gonna see is it's pretty similar to a lot of other tires on the market, specifically hybrids. So the tread pattern does closely resemble some of those more popular hybrid tires from some of the other manufacturers out there. So in true hybrid tire fashion, this one's gonna have a more closed center tread pattern. And something that's really neat about the Venom Power tires is that their center tread pattern is actually a large square divided into 4 pieces. So it's got a super closed, tight-knit center patch, which is really gonna help keep the road noise down quite a bit compared to like an MT, which is very wide, very open, but also still has pretty large siping in between those 4 pieces, meaning that it's still gonna have good traction should you find yourself in the snow or in some mud or in the gravel, stuff like that, you know, more challenging conditions. Another really unique thing about this tire is, in true Venom Power tire fashion, it offers a dual sidewall. And what I mean by that is it has one sidewall that's more aggressive and one sidewall that's less aggressive. So what that really allows you to do is actually custom tailor the look of the tire on your truck. You know, if you want something that's a little bit more showy and aggressive and got some bigger tread blocks on the side, you can always put that side out. Or if you're more conservative, just want something that looks a little bit more run-of-the-mill, you have that option as well. So pretty neat offering that Venom Power does on all 3 of their tires, the XT, the MT, and the RT. Another really cool thing about these Terra Hunter RTs is that they are 3-peak mountain Snowflake rated. And what that means is that they're actually rated for snow and ice. So if you're looking for an all-season tire, you know, kind of one tire to fit all year round, this is a great option for that, because they're gonna handle well on the dry pavement, obviously, but they're also going to handle well, again, if you find yourself in some snow, if you happen to be from north of the Salt Belt like we are here in Wisconsin. So in terms of this tire, what I did notice personally is that just getting my hands on it, it is a little bit softer tire compound than Venom Power's XT, their all-terrain tire. And while you may not get as many miles out of it like the 50,000 mile warranted XT, what you're gonna find is with the RT is it's going to help, again, with that traction in less than ideal conditions. So a little bit softer tire on this one, at least it seems. And so that's really gonna help you keep planted to the road if you find yourself in the rain, in the snow, again, conditions that are less than ideal, obviously. In terms of sizings on these RTs, they're gonna come in sizes all the way from a 31 or 31.5 in a metric size, all the way up to a 37, and wheel sizes from 18 to 26 inches, with more sizes being added to the website pretty much daily. So Venom Power, as they grow, has continued to expand their product offerings, which essentially means they're gonna have a tire for just about anyone. So let's jump right into the noise test then. I know you guys have seen this before if you've seen any of our tire reviews, but we like to take an actual decibel reading and let you guys know just what kind of noise these tires give at different speeds, and then also kind of our thoughts on them as well. So let's get started. We're gonna roll up to the roundabout here because we have those in Wisconsin, and I will grab my handy dandy cell phone here and we will take a decibel reading at idle just for comparison. All right. Wait for that truck to drive by. So it looks like at idle, we're at about 49.5 decibels. So that's a really good reference point for the rest of our tests. So now we're gonna get through this roundabout here. We're gonna jump up to about 40 miles an hour and I'll kind of let you guys know what we've got going on from there. The turbo noise in this truck, fantastic, by the way. All right, so at 40 miles an hour, we got about 60 decibels, which is a little bit higher than I expected. And honestly, for as less aggressive as these tires are, I am pretty surprised already at how much road noise is coming through. It's definitely not super in your face, it's not super loud, but it is noticeable. There is a slight hum when we're cruising. Like I said, I have the cruise set at 40 here, so we're just driving right down the road. So we're gonna take her up here a little bit, we're gonna jump on the highway and we'll come up to about 70 and take a recording there as well. All right, so getting right up to speed here. At 70 miles an hour, we're about 68.5 decibels. So again, quite a bit louder than what I would have expected it to be. And honestly, the road noise that was at 40, that low hum, has now become more of a whine. So it is a little bit louder than I would like to see. However, it's still super manageable. For reference, an alarm clock, a standard alarm clock alarm, is about 80 decibels loud. So again, it's not super obnoxious. I can definitely have a conversation with Ryan, my co-pilot here, but it is noticeable and it is there. So it's not like it's drowning out the truck. I can still hear the intake. This EcoBoost, of course, has open element intake, so you can definitely hear the turbo whistle and stuff there, but it is a little bit more prevalent than what I expected. All right, so we got the decibel test out of the way. We just turned on a side street here. And the next thing we're gonna test is how well these tires track. This particular truck is on a 33 12.5 R20, so nothing super major. However, it is still a decent sized tire for a good comparison. So if I let go of the wheel here, the truck does track pretty straight. It does pull a slight bit to the right, which is why you saw me grab the wheel there. But to be fair, we are on a less than ideal road. This one's crowned pretty badly, so nothing super crazy. There's no terrible pull one way or the other from the tires, which is awesome, especially if you're looking, again, for a tire for an everyday driver type scenario. So you may be wondering, who is Venom Power? And if you're anything like me, you're wondering, about a tire manufacturer. You'll go out, you Google search, try and find it. The problem is, it's very difficult to find good information on Venom Power, and that's for a reason. So Venom Power is a relatively new company that came to market about the last year and a half, with a goal of providing really good tires for a pretty affordable price. So when they come in price-wise, they're definitely gonna be cheaper than some of the bigger names in the industry. However, they're able to do that in part because they spend almost no money on marketing by themselves. That's why you don't find a website, elegantly designed with all their information on this, because quite honestly, their sole focus is just building tires and making tires. And I can tell you from experience that it's working. They've come into market and quickly exploded as one of the biggest and best names in the tire industry. And again, it's for good reason. They're good tires, they're dependable, they're price conscious, and in the case of this RT, they make a great tire for all season use. In terms of rotations and maintenance on this one, just like every other hybrid tire, we're gonna recommend that you rotate them regularly. We are gonna recommend that you rotate them regularly. We got it. It took me 4 takes to say that, by the way, because apparently I can't say regularly today. Anyway, so to get the most life out of them, we recommend between 5 and 10,000 mile rotations. Obviously, your use may vary, but overall, that's what we've seen just in terms of how to get the most life out of your tires. So with that being said, we did the driving review, we did the burnout review, we did the decibel test, we've talked about Venom Power, but at the end of the day, would we recommend them? And our answer is a resounding yes. Venom Power, like we said, has been one of the quickest growing tire manufacturers in 2020, and I feel like a broken record here, but it's been for good reason. Their tires are just good. They're priced well, they ride good, they wear decently. And they're, like in the case of this RT, are rated for severe conditions. So if you guys want to check them out, you can check out all of these tires and more, customoffsets.com, or you can click the link down in the description below. Peace.